Today I'm going to be speaking to you about the reasons why you are not living your dream life as of yet. The reason why you keep blocking yourself from your manifestations. The reason why you keep getting in your own way. The reason why your life externally constantly keeps manifesting chaos. Why you keep living in these perpetual loops of guilt, shame, lack, scarcity, unexpected bills, people, relationships falling apart, friends dropping off, arguments, chaos, you're not landing the job you want. No matter how hard you try to get some financial success, you always keep going back to zero or resetting and never just quite reaching the levels that you want to reach. So there's a few different components to this which I'm going to touch on today. These are the elements that a lot of people overlook. I'm going to go into detail about these today and to give you a deeper understanding of why you are not living the life you want to live right now. Now, we all have desires, okay? Desire is the driving force to manifestation. Desire is the driving force that is shaping your reality, okay? So if you think about desire in its purest or finest form, it is basically godlike creation. So anything that we desire, I believe, has been instilled in us from... This is our innate desire. I mean, we cannot control it. I mean, the desire for reproduction, the desire for sex, you cannot deny that. Like, everybody has that. It's an internal, it's an innate, encoded desire, and that is for reproduction purposes. A lot of us get driven by these desires to the point where it causes destruction. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a deeper understanding on desire and how to capitalize on your desires and how to make them work for you and how to drive and use that energy to shape and create the reality that you want. You've got to have a deeper understanding of what you truly desire on a deeper level. What is your deepest heart's desires? Even if you feel like they're not serving your higher good, you still want to be writing them down and getting a deeper understanding of what is driving you. Because your desires, these are the things that are driving your everyday thoughts, feelings, and actions, okay? So understanding these on a deeper level, like, I'll give you an example. The desire for reproduction, that's in us all. That drives so much of our thoughts and actions you could not comprehend. If you think about men, why do they do a lot of things that they do? Why do they why do they want a lot of money? Why do they want status? Why do you want the fast cars? Why do you want a successful business? A lot of that internal drive, even if they wasn't to admit it, is to attract women, is to bring in women. And you could say, well, nah, it's not about that, it's about myself. But on a subtle level, and this is what we're going to be speaking about today, the subtleties on a subconscious level. Some of the most successful people on the planet, a lot of them use this desire for sex, this life force energy, to transmit into their work, okay? So they understood the power of this desire to reproduce and to have sex. So if you can transmute that desire into your work, into your craft, into your mission, and realign yourself with that energy in a productive manner, you will create magic in this life. So going on your desires, so that's one I've touched on there. So I want you to write out your heart's desires, everything you desire in this world, whether it's financial success, whether it's a loving partner, a safe home. Write it all down in detail. Really get clear on what you want and desire in this world. And then you need to detach from the how you're going to receive it. Because if you can align yourself with that desired reality, and you understand what you want at your deepest core level, whether it's good and bad, you need to be really, really honest with this. And if you believe you desire something that isn't going to be aligned with your higher good, then at least you're being honest. It is out on the paper. There's no lies here. There's no subtle denial underneath the desires or the things that you want to bring into your reality. So getting clear on your desires and understanding and writing it down and really aligning yourself with that vision. Because the more you can align yourself with this vision, the more you're going to be pulled and propelled in the forward of this vision. Yeah, you cannot achieve it without action, but you'll be very, very surprised. As soon as you align yourself with that energy and you start taking the steps forward, the universe just starts to meet you halfway. Things just start to rearrange to shape your reality on how you want it. And before you know it, you're in this new life and you're living and you're this person you desire to be. And it's going to be the driving energy, the driving force behind you shaping your new reality. Secondly, you cannot receive these things if you are not in a receiving state. This is what a lot of people overlook. It's okay manifest saying I am abundant, I am rich, aligning yourself with your goals, trying to take action steps, writing a business plan. But if your state is not in a receiving, if your state is feeling lack and scarcity, then you are never going to receive what you want to receive. The reason why is because your nervous system is constantly interacting with your external environment, okay? And if you do not feel safe, or your nervous system does not feel safe, you're going to be staying in a state of fight or flight. The nervous system has 7 trillion nerves. It is one of the most advanced, it's probably the most advanced system on the planet. I don't know what the differentiation is between the human mind, but I'm telling you now, there isn't much difference in it. It is so intelligent. It's always operating with the external environment, but it's very, very ancient. So it's always encoded for survival. So it's operating with the external environment, but we don't live in a state of survival anymore. We're not running away from predators and getting chased. Yes, you know what? We're not running away from predators anymore. We're not constantly on this pursuit of survival, but our nervous system is still hardwired and encoded to be living in this state. So if we've not got a financial, if we're not stable in our income, if we're not living in a safe home, if we've constantly got bills coming at us, if we've constantly got threats being fired at us, we're never going to be able to manifest abundance, because our state is saying the opposite. Our state is purely focused on survival. So the first thing you need to do is reset your nervous system, start to begin to feel safe in your own body, safe in your environment, no longer having to worry about being reactive to your external circumstances. And once you can get out this fight or flight state, and you start to reach more of a state of neutrality and start to reach these higher states of consciousness, that's when you can then be in a receiving state to welcome in your abundance. And this is an ingredient a lot of people, all this manifestation, like gurus and all the manifestation, you know what I mean, the movement, don't you? This is they don't speak about this stuff. They just speak about writing affirmations, telling yourself you're abundant in the mirror. Start taking action. They don't even tell you about action. They just tell you to change your frequency, start thinking you're abundant, start being happy and joyful, and then all of a sudden reality shifts. Well, unfortunately it doesn't. Trauma is stored in the body through generations. If your nervous system is still storing trauma and you do not feel safe and you're reactive to your environment and you're living in a state of fight or flight, you're never going to be able to manifest the dreams and desires that you want. So I'm going to put a graph on the chart on the screen now about your nervous system, and it's going to show you the differentiation of how much nerves. There's 7 trillion nerves in this. It's a very complex system. We need to understand to work with it and be constantly providing safety for ourselves and in our body. Video on practical steps on how to reset your nervous system and start to begin to feel safe. So subscribe and look forward to upcoming videos on that, because that's a video in of itself. So once you started to feel safety and you're getting yourself out this fight or flight, then you can then start to reach the higher states of consciousness, the consciousness that is going to manifest abundance. You cannot manifest abundance, wealth, happiness, joy, success when you're living in a state of fight or flight all the time. I'm going to put a graph on another chart on the screen now. It's going to say it's the different states of consciousness. So there's so many different states, and you can kind of identify on the graph that I'm going to put on the screen now, and you can kind of identify where you're predominantly living. So if you can tap in with yourself and ask yourself the question, where am I predominantly living in day-to-day life, and that'll give you a good reference point to understand, right, okay, well, what do I need to do to get myself out of fight or flight? That's the first thing you need to do. You need to get yourself in a safe, stable manner, in a receiving state, okay? And this is by providing yourself safety. Feeling safe within your body, your environment, your home, your relationships, you've got a sense of stability. So you can then start to elevate yourself to levels where you can begin to dream and desire and pull these things in. Right, so we've touched on the nervous system there, and we've touched on aligning yourself with your deepest heart desires. Third ingredient is your beliefs. A lot of us are holding on to trauma from our past, obviously our childhood, growing up, maybe even past lives, but that's once again a story for another day. So if you're storing trauma in the body and you've got limiting beliefs on why you are not worthy of receiving the life that you want to live, no matter how many affirmations you do, no matter how many times you're trying to reassure yourself, no matter how many times you write your goals down, no matter how many times you do manifestation techniques or read all the books, you are never going to manifest the life you want. The reason why is because your body's saying something different. Your emotions is what is shaping your reality, not your thoughts. Yeah, it's your thoughts, but you need to be aligned with the emotion. Your thoughts and emotions, your mind and your heart need to be aligned in order to bring these things in order for your external reality to match. So if you think about your heart, the resonance you're emitting, your frequency that you're vibrating on, that's constantly shaping your reality in real time. It is not the other way around. Your internal state manifests and shapes the external reality. So the more you can shift your emotional state, the more your external environment's going to have to change to meet you where you're at in your current rate of vibration. So if you've got a constant limiting belief, every time you say to yourself, I'm a millionaire, I'm rich, I'm abundant, I'm wealthy, I'm living in love and peace and joy, but your emotional state says different, while your body, it's just going to be like, haha, you're lying. You don't feel like that. If on a subtle level or a subconscious level, you believe that you are not worthy of receiving these things, you are never going to receive them. So you want to be looking at a subtle and a subconscious level, because your subconscious mind is what's shaping your reality, because that's what's aligned with the emotional body, and what your emotional body is interacting with the external environment and shaping your reality real time. So understanding your limiting beliefs, try and really dig into the deeper parts of your psyche and tap into these potential things that are holding you back. And once you can strip away the limiting belief, that's when things start to change. Because how can you receive when you're telling yourself you want something, but on a deeper level you believe that... I'll use money as an example. You're saying I want to be rich, but from growing up, you've related money to fear and stress, because that's what you sin. It's every time you got money, it then seemed to leave you fast, because you want to feel safety again. You feel safe not having money, because money means potentially people are going to dislike you, which is going to be having an impact on your safety. Potentially money means stress or pressure, or you have to sacrifice, and your body wants safety. So every time you receive the money, your body's just going to bring you straight back to your state that you're vibrating on. So every time you get some money, you get the partner, you get a promotion, or things start to go good in your life. If there's still that limiting belief on a subtle level, and from an emotional standpoint, you're not vibrating on that frequency, your world is just going to strip that from you. The universe is just going to strip that from you straight away, and it's just going to put you right back to your vibrational level. It's going to align you right back to your current frequency. So shifting your frequency, creating safety in the system, and aligning yourself with your heart's desires, this is when reality starts to shift. You need to detach yourself from the outcome. So how you're going to receive it, unfortunately, isn't up to you. Have you ever been able to pre-plan how things are going to happen in your life? Yeah, we can write things down. Yeah, we can make a plan. Yeah, we can have somewhat of an understanding. But how you receive this thing, how you receive your blessings, isn't up to you. This is going to be you need to totally surrender this. So as long as you're taking aligned action, as long as you're operating out of a high vibrational state, and you're aligned with that frequency of your desire, and you are taking the action steps forward, detach from outcome. Understand that how you receive this it's not up to you. I mean, this is when miracles start to happen, because you'll start receiving things in very, very unexpected ways, and then when it happens, you're like, whoa, that like, I wasn't expecting that to happen. You might get an unexpected check, you might get some inheritance, you might get your dream partner might all of a sudden bump into you in a coffee shop. These things do happen. Miracles can happen. But you need to be taking into consideration these different elements that I've just mentioned to you, and be open to that. Be open to miracles happening. If we have this sort of subconscious belief that if we can't see it, then it doesn't exist, then unfortunately that's going to be your reality. If we believe that these things can't happen and miracles don't exist, then once again your beliefs shape your reality. So that's exactly how you're going to manifest. You're going to manifest the lack and the doubt, and things aren't going to start going the way you want them to go. So be open to receive. Just be completely enter this world, or step into the world with childlike curiosity. That's what this energy is all about. You want to be like a child again. When you're a child, things just happen. Life is magical because you're constantly in this state. Your external environment is a clear representation of your internal state. It's the mirror effect. Life was magical as a child because you felt magical internally. Your internal state was magic. You was pure. You was uncorrupted. So your external environment reflect that back to you. Life was magical. So many things just unfolded and happened without you even expecting it. And this is because your internal frequency was aligned with that. So entering and walking the world with a childlike curiosity, aligning yourself with your desires, and actually getting to understand your heart desires, understand what's driving you on a core level every single day, your thoughts, your actions, your behaviours, your emotions. And if you can align all these and get up every day with this childlike curiosity, then believe me now, things are going to start shifting. I'm going to have one little final thing that you can do, which is on a bit more of a practical level, to actually begin to take action steps. So first one, I said, get clear on your desires. Write these things down. And then every single day you want to check in with yourself, morning and night. Write down in the morning exactly how you want to feel on that day. Secondly, give gratitude for everything you already have in your life. Write as many things down as you can. Thirdly, select what you want to achieve on this day. Exactly what you need to do, which the needle moving task. Pick 3 to 5 what's going to move you forward and move you closer to your desire. And then fourthly, write down unexpected events that you may want to happen in that day. What could be some potential amazing things that could happen in that day, and things how they can all fold. Dream big. Think like, once again, but expand the mind a little bit. Expand your mind and be open to opportunities. And then finally checking in with yourself in the evening. So it's checking off the things that you did do or you didn't do. Reflecting with yourself, give gratitude, and write down as many things which you are grateful for that happened that day. And give thanks. You need to be giving thanks every single day. Speaking gratitude for what you already have in your life. This is going to allow you to shift your internal vibration to the frequency of abundance. So giving gratitude morning and night, writing down your daily to-do list, entering this world with a childlike curiosity, and trying to find some form of safety in the system. So I'm going to leave it on that, guys. I hope you've been able to grasp the concept I'm trying to get. I'm going to be diving more into detail because there's so much you can go at. There's so many different lenses I can dive into on this. So I'm going to be speaking more about this topic. So if you like this shit, then drop us a sub. I'm signing out on that, everyone's peace.